Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. So be it, Jedi.
Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night, and we are here at the GNN Cantina Happy Hour, ready to talk Star Wars. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. We had D23 last weekend. We had a lot of news. We had a lot of cool stuff explained. Before we get started with that, though, I'm David. I'm your host, as I am every Thursday night, or try to be anyways. With me, as always, is Debbie. How are you, Debbie?
Hi, guys. I'm doing good.
Cool. And Cam is also with us, as usual. How's it going, Cam? Cam is on location in Florida this week. Not.
Yeah, I'm currently on vacation down here. I've got about a 2-week vacation. Came down here to see some familiar faces, reconnect with family and friends and all that. So, it was much needed.
So, well, that's amazing. And at least, and you pulled time out of your busy vacation to come spend time with us and talk about Star Wars.
Of course.
How close are you to Disney? Are you going to go to Disney?
No, it wasn't on my to-do list. Unfortunately, Disney is just so expensive that it's basically rendered the idea impossible. So,
Gotcha.
But I've certainly got enough on my plate as it is already. I think since coming here, I've probably driven close to, an extra 700 or 800 miles. So I've got enough traveling going on to, not think too much about Disney.
Well, that's great then. You don't have to think about it. So, speaking of Disney, we had this weekend D23. Basically, this is Disney's. Is a convention a good word?
Expo.
Okay, okay. So Disney has their expo, and they say, okay, here's what we're doing for the animation realm. Here's what Pixar's doing, and this is all stuff coming up. Here's what Marvel is doing, and here's what Star Wars is doing. You could stream, I think, a lot. I know the Disney Channel one, they had that one on a stream. But things like Marvel and Star Wars and Lucasfilm, they did not allow streaming. Luke and I were actually watching a show on YouTube while it was going on. And as they were making announcements, they had guys in there on Twitter saying, okay, here's what's going on now. Here's what happened now. And so it's a video of somebody watching Twitter updates was basically what we were doing. And if you go on Disney Plus now, they have a D23 Day 1, D23 Day 2. They got a show you can watch about what happened. Now, nothing special. It was basically a recap, just a shortened recap of, okay, here's what's coming, and here's what they talked about, and here's what they're... I mean, it was like 15, 20 minutes. It was not very long at all per day. But we got a lot of Star Wars news. Andor, we knew, coming out September 21st. First 3 episodes. It's all good. That's next week. That's what we're talking about next week. That's like Wednesday next week. Can't wait. Also, they moved the Bad Batch. I don't know if you saw this or not, Debbie and Cam, but they moved the date from... Because the date initially was September 28th. It was like a week after Andor started. And they moved it to February?
January 4th.
January. Okay. So
I was so happy. I was like, yes.
That's what I said. I was like, oh, thank goodness. They got it. You guys are killing me with this. One of the big issues I think that The Last Jedi had, and I think too that maybe even Solo had to some extent, was there was so much content that was put out almost, and I know it was every year, but even every year it was like there was just so much pushed into our faces, and it's like, oh, no wonder people didn't like The Last Jedi, because they were still getting over Force Awakens or Rogue One. So, all that being said, I looked at it and said, it's a lot of content coming out all at once. We also have Tales of the Jedi. They dropped a trailer for that one. We're going to look at that. This one, I think, when I was at Fan Expo this past summer, Ashley Eckstein was there, and that was one of the things that she was pushing. She said, "Oh, this is coming. It's another animated thing, but it's not. It's not like a 30-minute Saturday morning cartoon show. I think these are all like shorts. I think they're going to be like 15, 20-minute, maybe not even that long, 10 to 15-minute shorts just of things going on." So, I tell you what, let me get, I have the, what you call it here. We're going to look at the trailer, and we're going to find out what's going on with, this is Tales of the Jedi. Let's get that.
Everywhere there is life, but you must face death. Honor it. Do not fear it. Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi.
The best way I can protect you is to teach you how to protect yourself.
Master Dooku.
I want to bring peace and order to the galaxy.
Master.
It is the only way you will truly have victory, my Padawan.
Again. Again.
Dooku, stand down.
I'm tired of fighting.
I've been warning them about the coming darkness.
Let's hope all that training pays off.
And who might you be?
Okay, so again, original shorts playing starting October 26th. So right before Halloween, we get these. I think it said six shorts.
It said 6 shorts, 2 stories.
Three episodes of Ahsoka and 3 episodes of Dooku, who I swear to God, he sounds like Alan Rickman.
He really does. Wow! Now that you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
He did. He sounded like he didn't sound like Christopher Lee. He sounded like Alan Rickman.
And 2 stories of fate. Yeah, 6 episodes. Also, I noticed in this we had a little baby Ahsoka. It's a clever marketing tool for merchandise.
Of course.
We're gonna have we've got Baby Yoda, and now we'll have Baby Ahsoka line. So I like the scene where she was. I'm guessing that was a training sequence that we just saw, where he kept saying again, and he's trying to get her to learn things.
Yeah, well, to protect herself, it's almost like he's like training her.
Yeah.
For Order 66.
Yeah. So obviously we've got Dooku, which means that the Padawan is, I'm gonna say most likely Qui-Gon. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not.
Yeah, I think
It probably is.
Yeah.
And we see
that's
Yaddle, which we only ever seen her a brief
in episode 1.
Yeah. So Yaddle, hello.
Oh, there's Stephanie. She's already beat you to it. Uh-oh.
It's Yaddle.
See, missing a D there, Stephanie. Or Yoda with a hood. Yes, we're gonna say Yaddle. In fact, I think that one has been confirmed that is Yaddle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, you see, which I assuming is Ahsoka at Padme's funeral.
okay, so it's interesting that you bring that one up too, because you had Padme's funeral, and I think it was Ashley Eckstein that sent out a tweet that was kind of a giveaway, and she was like, okay, isn't it going to be weird if Ahsoka was the one that put the necklace in Padme's hand?
Oh, jeez.
The Chapor snippet. Oh. I don't.
Well, I mean,
My phone
it's
woke up and started talking to me.
it's a fun Easter egg. I mean, I feel like it's not really needed, but I guess it does show, or it does kind of give us a bit more of how Ahsoka felt about Anakin.
It ties everything together. Oh, there it is. Merchandise. It's a clever little merchandising tool.
And at this point, she doesn't know Anakin's dead. I forget what I don't know if somebody was talking about a comic or whatever, but I think Ahsoka and maybe the Padme's handmaidens or something they all thought that Anakin
To bring peace and order to the
had
galaxy.
disappeared or died.
It's Alan Rickman again. To bring peace and order.
Professor Snape.
10 points from Gryffindor.
Amazing.
I'm curious to know who that Inquisitor is that she's fighting. I almost feel like it's going to be kind of a retelling of the finale, or the climax, should say, of the Ahsoka novel, where she kills an Inquisitor and takes his lightsabers and purifies the crystals to make her own lightsabers.
That's how she gets the white lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
Now something else about this. See, initially I saw this and I skipped reading everything. So I was like, okay, this is just a bunch of shorts and they're going to be a bunch of different stories. And I saw the Inquisitor and I'm thinking, oh, are they going to do Knights of the Old Republic? Because it looked a lot like, not Revan, but who was the big bad in 2? Nihilus, yeah. Nihilus.
The World Eater.
Yeah. It looked kind of like that, and I was like, "Oh, are they gonna bring some of this legend stuff in and piss everybody else off?" And it's like, no.
No, they don't have to bring in legends for that.
No, they do, because and that's one of the reasons that the fan base of Star Wars is so toxic right now, is because even if they had brought in legends, and even if they had done it word for word from a novel or word for word from a comic book or something like that, it still would have been wrong.
Yeah.
They would have still looked at that and said, nope, it's still wrong. You still haven't got it right. Whatever.
Well, so speaking of that, I forgot to mention this before we started. Debbie, I wanted to tell you something. So I recently bought or used an Audible credit on a new audiobook. The novel Darth Maul Shadowhunter, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, was re-recorded and re-released with Sam Witwer narrating. So and you know how with these Star Wars books, obviously it doesn't just focus on the title character. There's other ancillary characters whose perspectives we get, and he does great with them. But every chapter that focuses on Maul is read in Maul's voice. Wow. So literally the book is narrated by Darth Maul. So I thought that you get a kick out of that. Maybe
Oh my
explore that if you
God.
want to get onto Audible, because I'm listening to it right now and it's fantastic. I mean, Sam Witwer is just endlessly. I could
love
listen to his
him.
voice all day.
He's just so cute. And such a nerd.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else on Tales of the Jedi? Are they going to drop all 6 episodes at once, or is this going to be we got to wait 6 weeks?
I thought.
Well, I
think,
don't know that they did didn't they drop all
shorts.
6 Groots? Or
Oh,
all
yeah.
5 or
The
6
I Am
Groot?
Groot,
I think they dropped them
5
all
of
at the
those,
same time.
Well, I think that since this is going to be 2 separate stories, I think what they might do is maybe drop like the 3 shorts that pertain to one story 1 week, and then the next 3 the next week.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a young Dooku.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm glad they're delving back into that prequel. Is that a good way to put it? Prequel era. You know, the I know a lot of people call it the High. It's not the High Republic.
No, it's after the High Republic.
It's after the High Republic, but
the Grand Republic. No. I don't know. I don't remember.
Anyway, I'm glad they're delving into that
regal
timeline.
sounding adjective.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if this is going to take some elements from the book Master and Apprentice.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Because that was it was a weird read, but it was an excellent book.
Yeah, it did a lot to delve into Qui-Gon's relationship with Dooku and how Dooku became disillusioned with the Jedi. And I think that, well, from what it looks like in this trailer, it looks like they're going to kind of get into that, because obviously Dooku is showing him something that kind of goes against what the Jedi do, and Qui-Gon looks like he has his issues with that.
He even says something like in that trailer. He says like, "Oh, Master, was that right?" Blah blah blah, and he pushed him away. I mean, Dooku pushed Qui-Gon away.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Are we gonna get a? Oh, there's Grant. Hi, Grant.
Grant.
Hi.
Woo! Good evening on the Star Wars front. Tales from the Jedi and/or Mandalorian season 3. We're gonna get there. We haven't touched Mandalorian season 3 yet. We'll get there. Don't worry, Grant. I'm on it. I got you. We're gonna talk season 3. I'm curious too. Do they do a second season or another run of these? And if so, like these two, you've got one that's focusing on Dooku and one that's focusing on Ahsoka. So should they? I would like to see some more stories in the Star Wars galaxy that have nothing to do with Jedi. This is one of the reasons I'm looking forward to Andor. You know, the Jedi religion or whatever, I mean, that's fine. That's all well and good. But what do real people in the real Star Wars world do? I want to see that. I want to see that part of it. I
just want to see Sith.
We're going to get that with Acolyte.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed we didn't get any kind of trailer or anything. Or maybe they haven't even started filming. I don't know, but
I think it's a little too early.
Yeah.
It's never too early.
I would have thought they would have dropped a Bad Batch season 2 trailer, because obviously that one's ready. If they were ready to drop the whole series on the 28th, you know.
Yeah, I was
Why not give us a
surprised by
trailer
that
and
too.
say, hey, we're going to bump the date back to January, but here's the trailer for you, just because. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm rooting for it. I'm hoping that it does well. I'm hoping that it does well enough that we get more, you know, hey, here's 6 more episodes and there's 2 more stories, 2 different stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't always focus on the same 2 characters. So find other characters to tell stories to.
Yeah, hopefully they go the route of Star Wars Visions and just has each new story just be its own thing.
You know what? I watched the first 3 episodes of Visions, and I was just like, it's not really for me.
I didn't like
I'm
them.
not a big anime, but I went back to watch the last 3 episodes, and those last 3 are actually pretty darn good. I'm kind of impressed. I was like, oh, I'm still not going to be a huge anime fan, but
Yeah, I think there's only one episode out of the however many they had that I even remotely liked. And I think I seen they were doing a season 2.
they are doing a season.
They are.
2. Yep.
Yep.
Nothing about that one either.
Yeah.
Could have at least given us a, hey.
Oh,
Ever
come
go
on.
back
Hasn't Disney ruined Star Wars enough?
Spoken like a true Star Wars fan, Cam.
Exactly. See, I am nothing if not a true fan. Ha ta ta ta.
It's ruined my childhood. Wham, wham, wham.
What do you mean that was Rex on Endor?
See, okay, do that one. Do 3 episodes or 6 episodes, 2 stories. Do one of those about Rex. We know Rex from the Clone Wars. We know Rex when he was in Rebels. At the end of Rebels, she says General Syndulla and Captain Rex both fought in the Battle of Endor. Let's see that. I want to see that. Where was that at? So, and have it tie into Return of the Jedi, just to say, hey, look, poetry. We did it again.
Now, on that topic, just real quick, since I wasn't able to make it last week. So season 4 of Rebels ended with Sabine still having Ezra's green lightsaber. I think that Ezra's going to get his Luke Skywalker moment where they're going to find him, and they're going to present his lightsaber to him as like a call to action. And well, whether or not he takes it is going to be the big cliffhanger of the second episode or something.
His shoulder and let the
Yeah,
porg eat it.
exactly. It's like poetry.
No.
What? I started a very good dialogue between some of the fans on one of the Facebook pages, because somebody said something about Ezra. They did announce, and I think we said this last week. They announced who's playing Ezra in the Ahsoka series, and somebody said they're gonna find him and he's gonna be dead because he something along that lines. It's like, oh, they'll find him, but he'll be dead, and it's just they're picking up the body kind of thing. And somebody, of course, oh, you can't kill Ezra. Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh. And of course, I threw it in there because we talked about this, I think last week, was how did Ezra survive that? I mean, those space whales jumped him into him and Thrawn into hyperspace in a completely, well, not completely decimated Star Destroyer, but definitely a depressurized Star Destroyer. So how did he survive that? How did Thrawn survive that? These are questions that I'm curious about.
Well, you remember Leia in The Last Jedi?
That's what I said. I told him, I was like,
yeah.
hey, Leia
I
did
said
this in
force
the last...
bubble.
I said, so wait a minute. Leia does this in The Last Jedi, and everybody raises Cain. But if Ezra does it, it's like, oh, yeah, of course, it's a farce. Of course, makes sense. What? Double standard. Double standard.
See, when a woman does it, it doesn't make sense. Don't cancel me, please.
Okay. We also got a trailer for Mandalorian Season 3. We're all excited about this. This, I believe, is later next year. I want to say March or April. I can't recall the date exactly. I think they announced the date.
I almost feel like it's April.
I'm thinking it's April too. I think they're going to let... But we've got the trailer. We're going to look at the trailer and see where this goes.
This is the one that you saved? You are as its father. A clan of 2. But you have removed your helmet. Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Your cult fractured our people. Where were you then?
Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
Nice. Okay, thoughts.
All right, so I just want to
I'm
know.
gonna turn it on without the sound, so it'll play through again.
Was that Babu Frick, you think?
Or a relative.
Eh,
I want to know, was that Boba Fett I seen in there?
where?
Keep
Where was
rolling here. See if it comes up.
I know that there was the scene where, and it's toward the end where Gree was talking to the pirates, and honestly, just as a flash, I saw it in a flash. I'm like, was that Hondo? Are they bringing Hondo in?
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
I hope.
In fact, Luke and I backed it up and we paused it there and was like, no, that's not him. All right,
Damn.
well, it was a fun thought.
Right? Oh, no, I guess that's not. Never mind.
Now, somebody did. I love the tree homage to Salacious Crumb.
I love Salacious Crumb.
I hate Salacious Crumb.
Oh my god, that was my favorite character.
That was my favorite scene right there out of this trailer, was when they all dropped out of they did the combat drop out of the.
Yes.
I thought that was like, oh, very cool. There he is. See, Hondo. Oh. No, Luke and I went back and we paused it right there, and yeah, it was just, it's not.
And people were saying that the Astro Tech was Chopper.
What?
That wasn't Chopper.
No, that's R5D4. It's the one that R2D2 messed up in. You're talking about the one that was with what's her name?
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what I said. I'm just saying that's what people on the internet, on the interwebs.
Did they even watch Rebels?
I don't know.
See, it's the same thing. I wonder, maybe Hondo is in it. See? Oh, go back. Let me pause this. Where's my? Because you've got a Trandoshian there. Why not? Why would this not be a clan of pirates and we're going to get Hondo and Akka?
Well, I don't know.
I would love that.
Well, when's the last time Hondo did a pirate clan?
Oh, because he really didn't. He was kind of trying to start one in.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he had his crew of one, the little Ugnaught.
Ugnaught, yeah. I want to find a shirt that has this on it. That just has the. Yes, just like that. Oh. If anybody sees a Mandalorian shirt with the Mandalorian and the Grogu and the thing, I want it. Let me know where you get it.
So I looked on the webs and it says February 2023.
Oh, it's even closer.
Wow, really?
So
they're going to release it alongside Bad Batch?
I was going to say.
Well, it depends on how many episodes Bad Batch is.
I think Bad Batch is, they're talking 15 episodes. Which would be,
Yeah, because wasn't season 1 like 16?
yeah, I mean, it was almost a full. It was almost like it was a regular season of a TV show.
Yep, says I'm looking at different sources here just to make sure somebody isn't messing with me, but yeah, there's quite a few that says February 23rd. So we shall see.
Maybe season 2 of Bad Batch will be more concise with longer episodes?
Or maybe they'll just run them concurrently.
I don't know.
It's as we feared. This is exactly why we were happy that Bad Batch got pushed back.
They're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, who knows? We'll see if it comes out in February.
There it was. Oh, I missed it again.
That's not Chopper.
No, that is R5. In fact, I think this was confirmed because of some of the scorch marks that were on its head and the back. Was that is the droid that in A New Hope, where he says, "Hey, Uncle Owen, this R2 unit's got a bad motivator. Look," the one that blew up in front of the Lars farm. So,
yeah, in the book, he or she sacrificed itself because it realized what R2 was trying to do.
Oh, really? I'd have to go back and reread that because
and the novelization of the movie.
No, I think it was from a certain point of view. One of those books.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Because in the radio drama, R2 actually messes with him with that particular droid so that the motivator would blow and they would have to take R2 instead.
From a certain point of view, I guess.
Because there's one scene in there. What are you doing messing with that R5 unit? Oh, you can't do that. Droids can't work on droids. Let's see. There was so.
Yeah, it looks like Grant thinks it's definitely Babu Frick.
Oh, I got a yes.
So is it a baby Babu Frick?
Well,
who knows how old Babu Frick is?
I was going to say, Yoda was, 900 years old? Well, 900 years old you age. Look as good you will not. So.
Yeah, and
I'll call Babu Frick.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. Babu Frick was the best thing about The Rise of Skywalker. So it only makes sense that they bring him back.
He was a clever merchandising.
Yeah.
Merchandise seller. I like that they're bringing she calls him at the end. She says, "Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?" And even the armorer says something along the lines of
a clan of two.
Clan of two, and you are his father. And I like that they're bringing back the whole father-son dynamic.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody watched Book of Boba Fett, because if not, you're going to have no clue why Grogu ended up back with the Mandalorian.
And you're going to have no clue why the Mandalorian is flying around in a Naboo starfighter.
Yep. Have to have watched Mando season 2.5.
I like the Book of Boba Fett as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I mean, it's definitely not a bad show. It's just watching each episode individually the week that it came out, it definitely brought the pace down to a crawl for me.
Oh, and those little Vespa things.
Yeah. The
was not a
biker
fan.
gang I didn't like. A
That-
cybernetic biker gang.
Go
The
Power
biker gang I had
Rangers.
the biker gang I had no problem with. It was literally just
The spin that one guy did.
no, it was literally just the Vespas. The vehicles looked out of place.
Yeah.
Very.
They didn't go very fast either.
So, now one other cool thing. It looks like we're getting the armor back, because a lot of the lines she said a lot of the lines in the second season, but they're different. They're delivered differently here in this trailer. So I'm gonna assume that she's gonna be back at least for some kind of role, something to where she's like, hey, here's what you need to do now. So I'm excited about that, mainly because, and I'll do my real quick little shameless plug here. Next month, I will be at the Dallas Fan Festival. This is the fall show for like the Fan Expo, and Emily Swallow, who plays the Armorer, is one of the guests. So all kinds of excited about that.
Nice.
So if you're in Dallas, like I think it's mid-October sometime, you're in Dallas, you want to come to Fan Expo, come say hi, catch me. I gave away a free Lego set at Fan Days. It was amazing. So maybe
You should bring a hammer for her to sign.
Okay, episode 3. Uh-oh. Did you already talk about the orange helmet wearing Mandalorian? Is it Sabine?
If it is or isn't, we don't know. As far as I know, we've gotten no confirmation as to whether or not Sabine's going to be in this.
The only confirmation we have for Sabine is that she will be in Ahsoka. Which, I mean, it all happens around the same timeline, so I mean, it's feasible. I don't know.
I suppose so, but by the time Rebels closes out, it doesn't look like she's been off of Lothal much, if at all. You know, she's been there basically waiting to protect it if anything came back. So I feel like to have her go off on a side mission at that point would be, I wouldn't necessarily say a betrayal to where her character ended up, but kind of a detraction from where her character ended up.
Well, one thing I will say, and somebody, when season 1 of The Mandalorian came out, there was, and I'll go ahead and say it. There was a Lego set that came out, and it was a Mandalorian battle pack, and it was like 4 or 5 Mandalorians and a speeder. Basically, it was a recreation of the scene in season 1 where Mando escaped from Kree, and all the other Mandos showed up to help in the firefight and everything else. But those 4 or 5 Mandalorians in that little Lego set battle pack, if you watch that trailer, they're all there. They're every one of those ones that was in that, and just because of the coloring on the armor and everything else, it's like, wow, they brought the Legos to life. Woo!
Doesn't Mando take place 5 years after
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
But the other shows take place before New Hope.
What, Andor?
And Ahsoka.
No. Ahsoka's on the same
takes...
timeline as the Mandalorian.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it does?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. So hard. I need to get a map and plaster it on my wall. Keep track of all the timelines. Did you guys...
I was going to say, luckily, all you have to do is Google search that. Just look up Star Wars timeline diagram. And it's all there.
Yeah. You can even go look up Legends timeline diagram and find out how to read the books and comic books.
Did you see the picture, which I'm assuming is a live action picture because it looked like it, from Ahsoka with the same scene we see at the end of Rebels
The with the painting.
with the
Yes.
painting
Yep,
and
I
Sabine
saw that.
standing in front of it. And I was just like, so is this picking up right from there?
I hope so.
I think if you go and watch Rebels, when Sabine and Ahsoka leave to go on their quest, their mission or whatever, is when Sabine is kind of has the interior monologue of, but that's when it says Rex and Syndulla Hera
Mhm.
fought at the Battle of Endor. Okay, and so I'm thinking that scene where she is standing in front of the painting and Ahsoka meets her and they leave, I'm thinking that all happens after the events of Return of the Jedi. Basically, you had the events of Lothal happened and they purged Lothal of the Emperor, and then they said, okay, we're going to jump forward just for the epilogue. Is that a good word? So I'm thinking that, yeah, that's what happened at the very tail end of Rebels is on this timeline. Is the 5 years past Return of the Jedi timeline.
I think so too. I mean, her haircut's different. She looks taller. Her physique is a little bit different. So I think that they definitely wanted us to think that there had been some time that passed.
And
I thought it was cool, but they did my boy Zeb wrong. Did you see a close up of him?
No, I haven't seen it
on that mural. Oh Lord, poor Zeb.
I'm gonna see if I can't find it real quick.
Yeah, zoom in right on him. I want to see what Debbie's talking about.
They did my boy wrong, so wrong.
I thought you were talking about story-wise. I was gonna be like, what do you mean they did him wrong? He ended up back home with his people that he thought were extinct.
No, on the mural.
That's the cartoon, the animated one. Cartoon.
Unless somebody photoshopped it.
Well,
Excuse me. Which is always
honestly,
possible, but
possible.
it's just like that's just wrong.
I can't find it. I can't find it just in a real quick Google search. So
photoshopped him to look like Shia LaBeouf.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, there's that. Also some news that we got. There was they touched a little on Skeleton Crew. They interviewed. I don't who's on that one.
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Thank you. I was gonna say Jude Law, but I wasn't for 100% sure. So they talked to him. Now something else, and this was actually just dropped today at 11:02 Pacific Standard Time. So this afternoon for me, but this morning, Disney is removing the Rogue Squadron from its release calendar. So basically, they have, what it sounds like is that they have completely canceled Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron, which is a crying shame because, and I know, Cam, I think you said you weren't really looking forward to it and you didn't really care, but again, this is one of those things where this is the real people of Star Wars. This isn't the Jedi and the mythic and all that other stuff. So, and this was, like I said, this was Vanity Fair, so it's a fairly reliable source. Or I'm sorry, not Vanity Fair, Variety. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I was kind of excited for the fact that, I mean, Patty Jenkins is kind of hit or miss as a director. I mean, I loved the first Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman 84 was just not good in my opinion.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, that I was so disappointed because I really did love the first Wonder Woman, and then the second one was a dumpster fire. I sent you a text, Dave, of that picture.
I see it. I got it. Give me a minute. I got to bring up my other screen to see if I can't get it over here. boo. So, okay, let's do this then. Let's do a share screen. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, there we go. We're going to show it on the stream. Ta-ta! You're right. Zeb looks goofy.
Are you
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
zoom in on him? I'm looking at a small screen here, unfortunately.
That's as zoom as I can get right there.
Yeah,
Looks like-
he looks like a donkey. They got like long floppy ears and a real skinny neck, and I'm like,
I wasn't gonna say donkey. He looks. He reminds me of the Luck Dragon
Like from what I'm seeing, he almost reminds me. Did you guys watch Fantasia?
Yeah.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Chernobog from the ending of Fantasia.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but I was like, if they bring a live action Zeb and he looks like that, I'm going to be pissed.
I hope they don't.
It's just an artist's rendition.
It's
Everybody else looks the same.
But if you look here, I mean, this was a screen. I'm gonna guess this was at D23.
Yeah, it was.
Because you got Filoni down here, and I don't know who this is, but
Probably Kathleen.
Probably. So obviously they're showing off some of the pictures, and I mean, this Sabine right here is. I'm gonna say that's not animated, so. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, other than Zeb.
I seen that on TikTok and I was like, what in the hell? Do my boy Zeb bad like that?
Nothing's going to be perfect.
I
Nothing's going to
know.
be perfect for all the fans. Oh, let's see. Oh, bye, Grant. Sorry we missed you. And then Stephanie. He looks like the Llama Emperor in the Emperor's New Groove. I'll buy that.
Oh, Lord.
Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, again, Rogue Squadron was canceled. Again, that has to do with the real people of Star Wars. And I'm curious, too, because, you know, there was a whole series of books released back in the 90s that are all legends now. But they all dealt with Rogue Squadron. And they dealt with stuff that wasn't... I mean, Luke and Han and Leia, none of them were in it. It was just...
Yeah,
Wedge.
you had the whole
You had
X-Wing
Wedge.
series.
Yeah, the X-Wing series that dealt with Rogue Squadron. And I was like, oh, if they make this a show and they draw some ideas from those books, that would be very good. Just because some of those books were amazing. So.
You know, I actually hadn't read those ones.
I think I tried reading the first one, and I don't know. I just had trouble getting into it. Maybe because it didn't have people we knew.
I read the first one, and I really got into it. And the only reason I really got into it, because at the time, I was playing the MS-DOS version of X-Wing. I'm dating myself, I know. But I played X-Wing, and that was like, man, that was my go-to. I loved that game. I was playing that. I played that constantly. Anytime I was sitting down at the PC to game, it was X-Wing. It was always X-Wing. And the first book started off with them flying a historical mission. It's a simulator, and we're flying a mission, and it was one of the missions from X-Wing. And then they went through and they were talking about, oh, I did this and I adjusted my shields and I, readjusted the fire rate and everything else. I'm like, that's all the stuff I do in the video game. You're writing about it. It's good. You're making a story of it.
That is cool. I mean, yeah, definitely going into it with that sense of familiarity, I'm sure really helped too.
Well, and again, like Debbie said, it was a bunch of, other than Wedge, there really wasn't a whole lot of. I mean, you got to know the characters as the story progressed, obviously, but you're jumping into it without the familiar faces, which again, I have no problem with, and I'd kind of like to see more of that. Now, we had talked about doing one with Rex, and that's fine. You know, you do some of the lesser knowns. Wedge was in X-Wing. Go ahead and put him in. You know, do something with Lando. Even if it's Lando and Luke looking for a Sith knife. That has done horrible things.
We already got a book about that.
Oh. Okay, fine. Make a show of it. That's see, and that's what they can do too. I mean, you look at some of the stuff that's coming out now is, you know, you've got the novels and everything else, and a lot of them are really good. Cam, you said yourself, Brotherhood was really good. There's a lot of good content coming out that's not movie related, not TV show related, nothing like that. I got into the comic books for a while because I wanted the War of the Bounty Hunters, and I got them all, and they were great. But to sit there and say, okay, let's make a TV show out of this story. Let's take this story from this book and either do a show about it or even do just a 3 shorts on it. Do 3 shorts on Brotherhood. Take the highs and the lows and put them all together, and then at the end say, if you want this full story, go buy the book and read the book or listen to it on Audible. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, we're making money 2 ways now because we're selling books too. Sell the merchandise with it. Come on, man. It's Star Wars. That always sells, but you can plug it away.
No, not according to some people. Some people are like, oh, ever since the sequel trilogy, merch sales have gone down and Lucasfilms is going bankrupt. What?
Nope. I'm going to strongly disagree, but okay.
Strongly, and that's the nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Okay, Debbie, you got your notes. Did we miss anything from D23?
No.
No, we're good.
Nope. She just really wanted to talk about Zeb. We're just real quick. It was in bold letters at the bottom of her notes. Do not forget.
No, all my notes are on Kenobi, so the documentary.
Okay. Well, and we were going to talk about that, but we went so much into D23. I think we're going to save that for another day, just because. And it's a great. I sat down and watched it last Friday after we had our we had our show Friday night last week because of things. Anyway, so I watched it Friday after the show, and it really was. I don't know about tears exactly, Debbie, but
it was emotional. Damn it! I watched it again last night, and I still cried.
It was, but you know,
I just love seeing Hayden and Ewan together, and all the love that they get, because they did show scenes from after the documentary. They showed scenes from Celebration, which I had seen most of that, but still, just the love that Hayden's getting, and he even said, hold on, let me look at my quote. He still feels this role was a gift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to think that now, after all the crap that was said,
almost 20 years later.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I am so glad he feels that way. And I'm so glad that people are giving him the love that he deserves. It just made me cry.
We're at a 20
McGregor made me laugh.
This year was actually the 20-year anniversary for Attack of the Clones. So 20 years ago, back in May of this year, was when we did see Hayden for the first time as Anakin. So very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, but I mean, if anything good came out of Kenobi for me, it was I now really want to see more of Hayden as Anakin, as Vader. I think that time has aged his acting well. I think that he's really stepped up since then.
Yeah, well, I assume they're going to be doing flashbacks in Ahsoka.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
5 episodes of flashback and at least 1 episode that focuses on Rex.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, yeah. It won't be 1 episode that focuses on Rex. It'll be 1 episode that is all Rex and no Ahsoka. All Rex.
Yep.
Just
and
like
it's his episode is going to end with him getting a phone call, and then he hangs up and he says, "We got somewhere to be." And then the next episode, he arrives and turns out Ahsoka called and asked him for help or something.
Typical.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because if they do flashbacks and depending on how far back they go, they would need at least 1 or 2 younger Ahsokas.
I'm having trouble picturing Ashley Eckstein with the makeup. And
It's not hard. Honestly, it's not hard. Okay, so Ashley Eckstein, I was talking about the D23 recaps on Disney Plus. She's one of the hosts of the D23 recaps. And just watching not her on that particular show, but seeing her in real life, she was at Fan Expo this year, and we got to I've got some really cool up close pictures. I got to get close to Ashley. It was great. It was amazing. But she was always dressed in Ahsoka's colors. All of her jackets and T-shirts. It was the orange and white with maybe a blue and brown kind of. So watching her like that, I'm just like, okay, I can see it. I see it now. I see she wears the colors well. So I'm not.
I've seen her. She's on Instagram. I don't know if she's done it recently, but a year or so ago on Instagram, she was dressed up as. She had the tendrils and she had the orange skin and the makeup and yeah. So, but they may get younger actresses.
They may go teenager.
But like I said, it depends on how far back they do the flashbacks, because
they're gonna go season 1 of the Clone Wars Ahsoka.
Well, if you notice, they in that Tales of the Jedi, in the Tales of the Jedi clip, they changed her outfit.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. She's not wearing the tube top that she does in the animated.
Oh yeah, no, she's wearing the outfit that she wears in like the later seasons, like seasons like 4 through 6 or something. Yeah. They'll just de-age Rosario Dawson.
They'll have baby Ahsoka in there too, because let's not forget, we've got to sell toys. So we'll have baby Ahsoka in the Tales of the Jedi, and we'll have baby Ahsoka in the Ahsoka show, and we'll just watch the money roll in.
She'll be the Grogu puppet, just repurposed as baby Ahsoka.
Yeah, Filoni, if we know you're watching, Filoni, and we know that's your plan. We're on to you. Okay. All right. Well, we are right at an hour, so I'm gonna call it. Cam, shameless plug.
Well, I get back from my vacation. I get back to Tennessee on not this Saturday, but next Saturday, and then Sunday morning. Haven't quite decided the time yet, but Sunday morning is gonna be my first stream on Twitch.
What are you playing?
I'm honestly probably just gonna start a Skyrim campaign. It's gonna be me playing something mindlessly while I talk about movies. Cool. And since it's my my first stream, I will commemorate the event by talking about everybody's favorite topic when it comes to Star Wars, the sequel trilogy. So,
Oh Lord!
Now they record all of those, right? So if you miss it on Sunday morning, you can still go back and watch it.
Yep,
You just have to friend him on or follow him on Twitch.
Just follow me on Twitch. It's GNN _ Cam and Focus, all one word. I'm not set on a time yet. It's probably going to be around 10 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time. It's going to be on Sunday, so hopefully most of y'all aren't working. But I mean, even if you are, like Dave said, it's gonna be recorded through Twitch. You can find it afterwards.
Very cool. And that's not this coming Sunday, but the next Sunday.
Correct. Now that I finally got my PS5 camera.
Oh, you have a PS5?
I do.
I'm a little bit jealous. Not quite, but I'm pretty close. Debbie, shameless plugs.
MCU Mondays, She-Hulk episode
5?
5?
I think we're on 5 now.
With a little interesting Easter egg.
Don't say anything. I haven't watched it yet.
I just said Easter egg. That's all I said.
I don't watch the Thursday shows because we have this show on Thursday night. I don't get to watch the Thursday shows.
It's called
Friday.
Getting Up Early.
Nope.
Like I do before work. It's only a half hour. You watch it.
I like sleep. I like sleep.
I don't even know what that is anymore. The effects of old age. Yay!
Yeah, well, I'm turning 30 the day after tomorrow, so I'm feeling it, Debbie. I'm getting my cane made as we speak.
Oh boy! Wait till you get to my age. Then talk to me.
I'm telling you.
An early happy birthday.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay, all right.
Day after tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.
The 17th.
I hope you get plenty of Lego sets.
Well, I know that my mother-in-law got me something Star Wars, but I don't know what it is yet. So I mean, we'll see.
I'm trying to find the dates for the fan festival for me, and I cannot seem to find them. Hang on just a minute. It's in October sometime. Yeah. Well, I'll have it for you next week. Fan Festival, I will be there in Dallas. It's actually at the Irving Convention Center. And for those of you that don't know, you got Dallas and you got Fort Worth, and Irving's kind of right in the middle of them. All part of the Metroplex. If you're in the Dallas area at the time and you want to come check out the con, come find me, say hi. We also have, I thought there was something else. Check out GNN, geeknewsnow.net. Check out our website. Lots of great content there, lots of great articles, lots of really cool stuff. Check out our Facebook page. We have people spouting stuff on the Facebook page all the time. Check out Instagram, Twitter. Kat's doing an amazing job on Twitter, keeping our Twitter feed going, and it's just great. TikTok. No, I'm sorry. Kat's doing TikTok. She does the TikToks. So, good on you, Kat. Check out also, we've got a bunch of other shows. Geek and I Podcast does a podcast. We also have the Geek Gauntlet, which airs Saturday nights at 10 Central?
10 Eastern.
10 Eastern. No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because it's at 9 o'clock night time. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, all right.
I know I am. I know I am, but what are you?
Geek Gauntlet covers a lot of...
They cover everything.
Everything. There's Star Wars, DC, Marvel. There's a lot of cool stuff. So check those out. Hit the like and subscribe button. Wait a minute. I got to say this. On the YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe button and mash the little bell so you get notifications every time Geek News Now goes online. How was that for a plug? You like that?
Oh, God. Have we sold out?
No, not yet. We're just trying something new. So check us out on all the platforms. We will see you all next week, and may the Force be with you all.